What up, chat? Streaming. Okay. Rekta na tayo, man. Paldo. Hello ka sa chat, man. Kahit wala nanonood. Hi, Chad. Naka-stream na ako, man. Hi, chat.
He did tweet at me that he wants to do it. I'm not sure. I didn't talk
Okay,
to
pa.
him IRL
Sharing
about
the
it,
screen,
but
man.
if he wants to, I'll be very down. I heard
What up, chat?
I think
Hello,
he made
chat.
an interview
Aha,
Kung ano
aha.
ka man, chat.
that he's been training
Kahit
Clank.
nasang lupalop ka na ng...
Clanker ka ba o totoo
Like,
kang
I don't know
Pinoy?
about that. I haven't been training much lately, I'll be honest with you. I've only had
Clanker ka ba o real kang Pinoy, man?
classes before coming here.
Ano ka ba,
Yeah,
man?
the Brazilian dance classes are quite intense, I would say. Like, yeah, so I am
Are you
somewhat
real
ready for that,
or
but
na?
as of now, I would like to win
Are
it,
you a clanker
somehow.
or not?
That's for sure. You heard it here first, Lore. Winning on the Rift, then winning in the dance battle. Back to you guys.
So there's a lot on the line in today's matchup, to say the very least, and it's great to see
Uy.
Trimby because
Ba?
I know there's been a lot of opinions about the LTA as a whole, Raz.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Whoa.
Vivo K-Stars
A
are
long
kind of
legacy.
they are the perfect idea of what that was supposed to be, the trajectory that they've taken, starting with a difficult start, the growth that they've been able to demonstrate, the experience they've gotten playing against LTA North, and now
Preach.
representing your second seed from the LTA.
Yeah, and a lot of it, as you can see, that big, lovely head of Miru. Miru, like you already heard from Trimby, like a star player. If there was a split-wide MVP, he would be that MVP for the South. Like his Akali is exceptional, as Azir. Like I think he's really well-rounded, and Trimby and Dasamis are really good at being able to set him up. So like this is a team you cannot
Paldo.
sleep on. 100 Thieves tried to sleep on them. They got beat up for it.
Yeah, that makes them favorite, I guess.
Okay, 9 seconds, man.
Matchup and this stage is on here at Worlds 2025. So let's get straight into the first matchup.
Okay, chat. Pag-ready na kayo, chat.
Ayan na, pre. Oh. May, may trailer na, pre. Oh. Shoes na kayo, gan. Shoes na kayo, man.
Mag-choose na. Mag-choose na kayo, chat. Wait. Okay. Ining. Ayan na.
Ito na.
大狗蛋，小西小下，小尖小尖。
Paldo.
Ganda. Ganda ng ano.
Paldo, man.
Parang movie ah. Searching for a way to join them. Ah, yan yung ano, yung ano ng China.
China may ano ngayon eh.
Yung host.
Host, oh. It's a base race.
Paldo, crownless, finally king.
Oh, sorry, chat.
제 마지막 월드 우승으로 마무리하고 싶습니다.
We've just witnessed the most incredible story in history.
When I think about EU at Worlds, I always feel like there is the potential to do something.
2019. Ha? Saan pa yung naruwan? Yakan eh.
我知道大家都不看好我们，
Tamad ah.
但我们会颠覆你们的想象。
Watching all these legendary players, I knew I wanted to become one of them.
Yun. Paldo.
Uy, Bondach.
Siyempre. Ganda ko ng jersey ng ano eh. Ng ano ngayon? FlyQuest.
But I don't want to.
Unexpected ginawa nila last year, pre. Nag-top 4
Ang
sila.
ganda ng building ng team nila.
Home sim.
새로운 팀에서
Talaga na, establish talaga.
Legit man.
Dito sa Pinas, bootcamp wala eh. I mean, meron naman, pero meron naman. Pero hindi ganyan ka komportable.
Tunay. Siyang tunay man.
Philippines, baka naman.
Onting hiya naman dyan.
Wala bang delegation yung Philippines?
Sa league.
Oo.
Wala pre, basura tayo sa league man. Hindi tayo nakapag-qualify pre.
Like, anong team? Blacklist?
Hindi, iba. West Point something yata. West Point Esports.
Yung nakaraan, sinag ba yun?
Oo.
Sibol. Sinag tuloy. Sinag.
Paldo.
Sibol ba yun?
Oo,
ML yun, di ba?
ML, oo.
Sibol.
Sa Sibol, kahit anong games. Ayun yung tawag sa esport team natin sa parang Olympics yun eh.
Last world was definitely quite tough for us.
Yung nakaraan, yung sa Worlds din. Sibol, pero sila Binos.
Sa
Sila Binos ba? Or
hindi na sila yun last. Sila Keldra yata. Pati sila Plap.
저희는 저희가 얼마나 강해질 수 있는지 깨달았기 때문에 상대팀들도 긴장해야
What's this?
후회 없는 모습을
ready to go.
보여드리도록 하겠습니다.
Ganda talaga ng
Grabe yung production, pre.
Oo.
Yan, CFO, yung league na yan. Diyan, alam ko dyan yung West Point din not sure. Okay, so Hello Kitty mag. Copy tayo, guys.
17년도 월드 우승을 한 지 정말 너무 오래돼서
Di ko pa napanood. Nga yun ulit yung team? Sacrifice?
Yung Worlds team.
정말 많이
Di ko pa napanood eh. Yung napanood ko lang yung
그래서
yan?
그 기억들을 다시
Yung last year?
2024. Oo.
Nakalimutan ko yung title.
Ng Arcane.
Ayan na, Genji.
다시 한번 T1의 왕조를 무너뜨리겠습니다.
T1's
Well,
Dynasty.
T1 talaga, no?
T1 talaga target man. Pag Worlds.
Ay,
Ibabalik ba nila Elder?
Alam mo yung tawag doon? Yung nakaraan, ewan ko kung sa anong year yun. Like yung DR umiikot sa stadium.
2016 yata yun? 17 something. Nakalimutan ko na rin.
Ganda dun.
Ayun na pre, Avengers man. What the hell? What the hell? Unkillable di mo. 5-star na pre,
5-star.
5-star na sila man.
Constellation pa.
Oo, pre, may ganun talaga. Si Raulo.
Ganda ng ng boses ng
Bingjiang. Jinjiang Xiao. Kan Chao. Si Bin. Ganda man. Holy. T1.
我们的复仇才是天命。
Okay, good luck, BLG. Home turf nyo na yan, ha?
May rival talaga yun.
Oo. Home turf nyo na yan, ha?
Rival talaga.
Home simbre. Ayusin yung mukha nyo, ha? Target talaga yung T1.
Target na lahat yung ng T1.
Wala, pre.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Legacies have to be
T1 na yan, man.
Ano yan, hindi talaga T1.
We kick off day 1
When you say T1, faker lang. Faker lang yung dudurugin.
Legit. Ayun yung Team Secret, man.
Team Secret. Akala ko nila si Liam.
Vietnamese sila eh. Team Secret Wales.
Liam.
Walang naka-wheelchair, man.
Pumasok sa stadium na kaganon. What the fuck?
As you see VKS now taken to the stage.
Ay.
Ano yan? Canada?
VKS? Di ko rin alam eh. Vivo Kid.
Parang ano, no? Parang Canada, no?
Oo,
Or
ngayon.
like, parang British team.
Oo.
Ba't nandiyan na sumukong agad? Joke lang.
Sino, pre? Uy! 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 Uy!
I'm hoping this is going to be explosive because both playstyles
Uy!
tend to lean itself to testing the limit.
Hi po.
That is going to be coming through that jungle and support synergy, right? Disamas and
Daming
Trimby
painsit,
have been a menace when it comes to
Lalo paglaro ng T1, man.
playing through these strengths in the early
Daming
game.
painsit
Trimby
paglaro ng
roaming
T1, man.
everywhere to make sure he can set up his team for success.
Painsit.
But that is a very similar story to what Team Secret Wales do.
De, joke lang. Naka-lock in tayo ngayon.
Taki, the member on this roster that
Nakantay
has
sa
been
laro.
to the
Ayos
world
mukha.
stage previously, and he's been the
Para
veteran that
makapasok
is
sa
guiding
ano,
these newer players now
Impyernong
to see if they
Torre.
can take on
Ng
the
ano?
second seed.
Ayun o. Oy!
He's got mechanical
Hello po,
bias on
inasa
his side.
likod.
If you don't know, his toe, the jungle, I'm very passionate about because the mechanics that
De,
come
joke lang.
through from this rookie, from this
Lock in tayo kay
baby whale
Lods.
previously, has been out of this world. Silas Jungle, if you didn't see the grand finals versus
Silas?
CFO, although they
Silas,
didn't
di ba
win,
nandun
there was
din yan
some
sa
close
Arcane,
moments,
di ba?
especially involving that game.
Wala,
Nag-debut
bro.
din yan sa Arcane, si Silas.
Wala.
We're about to get into game number 1 and our opener
ba?
here
Oo,
of
wala.
Swiss. I'm looking forward to see if some of these mechanical picks get let through, and we do see some
Uy,
flair
uy,
in a
uy.
singular only game.
Yeah, and that's why I think
Hi
we're
po,
getting
tita.
Hero in for the start of this. He is much more of the carry top laner when we look towards the
Hi
between
po,
himself
tita.
and Bumble.
Hindi, para kasing medyo ano siya eh, like 30-something.
Ay.
I think this is going to be
Pero grabe pa rin talaga, no, man. Pag Asian talaga tapos hindi ano eh, hindi Philippines.
when they start to fall behind.
Mm.
Paldo.
They brawl, they everything to the nail to see if they could try and take that series back off of CFO. And it's no doubt that they'll be bringing it here against VKS as well.
Again, it was already an achievement just to get
Yes.
to the grand finals, but the fact that they did put up a bit of a fight.
Sa bagay, pag laban ulit ng T1, mamaya suotin ko yung jersey ko kahapon. Di naman ako pinagpawisan kahapon.
And we
Or
talked about
anything.
it a little bit before as we're just waiting for this big band to come through. It's like everyone's used to seeing GAM.
Di ko makita yung Worlds 2024 ko na jersey, pre. Teka, ito lang. Wala pa naman, di pa ng peaking. Intermission muna tayo, guys. Teka. Saan yan? Wait. Where is it? Man.
Yeah.
Paldo!
Faker.
Paldo, man. Laki, oh. Tama na.
Wala
Drop.
naman dito.
Drop na, pre. Sorry, guys.
And he's shown it. And now,
Okay.
as they take to the
Dito
main
ako.
stage, we're
Dito
gonna
ako
see the
lilipat.
violence already starting to come with Nico LeBlanc already taken away by Team
Nico LeBlanc, okay. Kiana, Rumble. Priority pick talaga ngayon.
A lot of his earbands, actually 4 out of the, unfortunately 4 of IG games.
Ano, Oriana.
Throughout that series.
Tas babanban ng BKS yung Azir.
A reflection yesterday that we saw but eventually let through. And remember the dynamics change.
Pwede magdala ng
in best
ano,
of
ng
one,
preference.
because within best of one,
Ano,
it's
pre?
like best draft now,
Pwede sila magdala
get
ng
yourself on the board
preference.
and get
Oo,
yourself an
kailangan talaga.
advantage
Oh,
early in the
Poppy,
sort of
okay.
stage.
Prio pick ba? Pipick ba ang Azir? Open yung Azir?
Obviously, as you start to come through, you get different draft bubbles.
Best of one lang to. Ay, Aurora, okay, okay. Tas pwede mag-Azir yung BKS, actually. Pwede sila mag-Azir.
It does feel very, very different. The Aurora gets locked in, okay. But for VKS, do they just lock in something like the Azir themselves? Get
Pwede kayo mag-Azir.
Yung ano?
globally we've seen still to be
Yung
super
yung
strong.
background ng
Bard again, I mentioned
Kaya nga eh.
Kai'Sa was perm ban, but
Yung
that
nila.
might be more towards Gala.
music.
I do love, however, that
Totoo.
Team Secret Wales there just to go and get
Azir!
it in. So
Man, best of one lang yan.
big fan
Azir.
of that pick. Might be
Okay,
something
priority
that
Jarvan.
rotated as well as the Jarvan
Second
gets
pick nga pala sila. Pwede sila mag-ano.
Pwede
Pwede sila mag-Azir, man. We pick the Azir or na? Or magpipick tayo ng ano, ng EDC, which is Caitlyn or Jinx. BKS? Talk to me, BKS. Uy, si Gwen, no? BKS. Okay, Rakan. Sige. Pwede nan. Fair.
Trimby, I remember when he was in the EU, he loved this pick and no shy away from it in the current meta.
And Vi.
Team Secret
Vi.
Wales now need to match the jump.
Vi. Lakin mo na yung Vi, man. Di na ban, man.
We've seen a lot of Sins out. We know Pantheon's open with a little bit of bust in the recent patch, but Vi just insta-locked.
I was going to say, Team Secret Wales also played
We can
a lot
pick
of Lee Sin,
Caitlyn
Jarvan,
or any ADC. Saya, open yung Saya.
Especially when you've got the Aurora, this is going to be a dive-heavy composition. So I am curious what they want to try and take into mid lane to pair with this. Could be an Ahri potentially for Dire here, just to try and set up. And
Kai'Sa ang kinuha, okay.
If you remember, you and I were talking to Molecule.
Eh di, Saya Rakan ng BKS, man. Ayan o.
Really likes dive.
Or na.
What are we building so far, Dagda? Let's have a look. Like we are just
Ah, Saya
setting it
Rakan,
again
easy.
in Team Secret Wales fashion.
Yeah, and also I think Eddie has been
Ay, ano yan?
spectacular for the
May
squad as well.
tawag dito, combo.
Oh, okay. Mag-shota sila, may combo. May secret passive sila sa kanila lang.
It's gonna be on the
Okay.
Sa ano?
as they start to render
Ang ibaba natin ngayon is isang top laner na ulit or isang support. Pwedeng Alistar. Alistar Leona, guys. Ang ban, BKS. Alistar Leona, pwede.
The bans are in question because we have no mid lane potentially. I mean, that Aurora could also go
Oh,
mid.
pwede i-flex yung Aurora eh.
Prize already picked up.
Ayun, Nautilus. Okay. Hindi sila takot sa Alistar.
Taken away, Dagda, maybe to get
Or
the Pyro
kukunin
on
nila
that,
yung ano.
something, give the Rakan.
Ah, di nila kinuha yung Saya. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just also Nautilus Kai'Sa is such a
Nautilus Kai'Sa, ang hirap eh. Ibaba na lang siguro yung ano. Ibaba na lang siguro nila yung Saya.
Natiwan ko din eh.
Yung itiwan na agad man.
and then set up for removing some of
Oh, di ba binan yung Saya? Sabi ko na. Hindi kinuha eh.
Team Secret Wales like it's draft one.
Tas ang last ban netong ano, BKS is pwedeng top laner or mid lane champion kasi pwede i-flex tong Aurora yung unang-una nilang pinik yung nakasalamin.
Their option is to go for, hey, what are the self-healing AD carries? Let's get rid of the Xayah. Could be an Ezreal here to follow as well. And just make sure that we can have targets that we can try and focus.
Ban tayo ng ano pre, top lane or mid. Anything. Kasante. Ayan, Alistar yun eh, yung Alistar pala. Wala pa pala silang support. Good combo yun eh, Alistar tsaka Saya. Ay, Kai'Sa. Pati Kai'Sa or Nautilus. Last ban ng Team Secret. Si Vier. Ah, tinatanggalan na nila ng option sa bot lane.
Gusto ko na ita, thank you.
Open yung Jinx, pre.
What's left in the pool? That Ezreal was a good mention. Is there anything
Ezreal, oh, pwede.
Yeah, I think the
Ezreal, Jinx, Varus.
because even though you do have a lot of dive,
What if?
oftentimes with the safety that you have coming through from Jarvan
Ezreal,
and the
Jinx,
charm
Varus.
that can come through from the Rakan,
What if lang
oftentimes it
naman?
still opens you up for taking some of these immobile
Oy,
carries.
Corki nga pala open. Oo, sorry.
Same idea, right? You've got the mobility coming through with the Valkyrie. So
Yunara, open din
Yunara
Yunara.
instead, so just saying, hey, look, we want this
Dahil pang options eh, best of one lang eh. Kaya ang hirap mag-drop eh.
Dash with the ultimate and the E, but still very strong. And especially if there's going to be a lot of people linked up.
Rel, yan.
very short range of each other,
Last
thanks to that
option.
dive, she can excel.
Laki niyan. Rel or Leona lang naman yan.
added mobility, I should say, rather than just a runaway with a dash in Transcendence. That
Ito ang tanong. Magpipick ba ng top lane champ or ng mid lane champ? Okay, mid lane yung ano. Mid lane yung Aurora. Top lane yung Renekton.
Could also be Renekton mid. I'm just going to throw that in there. I mean,
Oh, ano, what if Renekton mid?
If you go with the Renekton, it opens up BKS to take the Cassante. Cassante, when he gets Iceborne and also the Bramble Vest, starts to win out in this matchup. And then, not only do you provide a frontline tank and really good peel.
Eh, actually, pwede rin mag-flex yung BKS. Pwede rin i-top lane yung ano. What? Malphite? Tinahaber?
Probably look towards the Cassante, but
Olaf? Okay.
let's hold up. Sante, you're right, is a good option.
Olaf top? Okay, Sante. Nar, pwede rin, yes.
The Nar is a good matchup.
Feel ko ilalaki na tong Nar.
Outrange, space him well. It's really
Final na to.
annoying when you see a good Nar up against a
Hindi na i-hover out to.
There's not much he can do within the lane, and
great synergy as well when you
Yan,
look towards the
Cassante.
Arrows. There
Okay.
it is, the Cassante, yeah. Again, he's
Kala ko
just such a
mag-nanar
good-
man.
You will struggle in the early stages. You go for that early Bramble Vest.
Okay, lock in. Game 1.
And once you have that item and a half, you are in such a
Lock
good
the
position
fuck
against this
in,
Renekton.
ka.
So it now is, does Histo try and put effort into that top side to try and stave off how strong this Cassante is going to be in the later portions of the game? Or do you try and put this focus down towards your mid and your bot lane, which is where your real damage dealers are going to be?
Very well said. I think especially since for VKS, I mean, we have a bit of scaling added in here. We have a nice bit of front to back too. It feels like there's a lot of engaged tools, a lot of layering. And it doesn't feel like this is a very hard comp to pilot for your first game of Worlds 25. I look at Team Secret Wales and I see their identity again. I see dive, I see the ability to start fights, big skirmishes.
All in yung ano man, all in yung comp ng Team Secret Wales.
For comfort, which is really, really important when they're trying to get that first win on the board.
Yeah, and I think, again, when you look across at VKS, they've been very good at finding these moments where, one, they can overload a side lane, but two, where they can also, say you invest moments in towards the dragon. You're like, hey, we want to take this, but you end up peeling off that little bit early. VKS are very good at finding these moments where they go, actually, we can take these fights even though it doesn't look like we can. And I think this is where, for Team Secret Wales, they're going to have to find these ways to try and shut that pressure down and play towards their own strengths, which are this brutal, we're going to fight, we're going to find these picks, we're going to constantly keep this pressure up.
Man, grabe yung pressure ng ano man, Team Secret man.
Up to them because, again, they've shown patience and vigilance getting towards the first ever and the
Go
last
kung
ever
go yung comp
LTA
nila, pre.
finals.
Dive to dive eh.
Team Secret Wales, they fought the odds to get to their own finals in the LCP as well. Welcome to Worlds 2025. It's a pleasure to be beside you.
Paldo.
As myself and Dagda start off your day one of Swiss. I think today is really going to decide a lot of the meta, a lot of, you know, what we saw reflected in IG T1 yesterday. But from a wide dynamic of teams, we get to see all 16 teams today, Dagda. It's a huge day to kick us off.
Yeah, I think as well, it's, as Histo getting pushed back a little bit here. I think
Team Runes
very much change as we start to progress through the tournament. I think that's one of my favorite parts of Worlds is you kind of get to see these little like pockets of what different teams have been playing in scrims against each other, and then you get this clash of does it actually work? Like I remember a few years ago we had the Amumu support that was throughout all of play-ins and looked like it was going to be a staple of groups, but
ay no, ayun gagawin nila man. Inuunahan na nila eh. Hard engage yung comp ng ano eh. Ah, wala nang flash yung Jarvan man.
With a remount, there's a lot more danger as Dyer comes in. He gets a bit of burst damage.
Nagot.
For the electrocute. Trimby looking for the re-engage as well.
Okay, yung Yunara na-activate. Oh, na-hook. Na-attack yung Yunara. Naka-out. Flash. One hit. Patay yung ADC, pre. Wala, di naman na-turn around, pre. Ubus. Dalawa. Ay. BKS, GG. Oh my god, walang chance yan man. Like best of 1 lang yan man. Diba, grabe yung comp ng ano eh. Grabe yung comp ng Wales pre. Hard engage kung ano eh, kung engage talaga eh. Ayun lang, totropa yata ni ano. Flash! Pwede mag-flash pre, wala siyang flash yata. Wala nga. Ay. Wala palang flash, sorry. My bad, bad comms ako dun man.
Pick up there for Miru in this mid lane. The fact that he's able to actually get a kill back, as you say, because has to match Dyer and Eddie.
Okay lang.
First couple of kills. And the blue buff will make it very potent in this mid lane. Curious now exactly what the path is going to be to Samus though, if he wants to try and change up his...
My god, nakaka-irita yan. Yung matchup sa mid.
Push in mid, maybe he could make something happen, but Renekton has full control on top, so invades might be a little difficult.
Ayun no. Mali! Bakit siya lang mag-isa umikot dun? Ano naging call? Di nagkaintindihan? Bakit ano dun si Disamis, pre? Yung Jarvan. Ang awkward oh. Ay ipit tuloy yung ADC nila. Ay may flash din yung mid. Yun. Okay, bot lane. Nagkakaroon ng gulo.
Duty mo, Bard. Duty mo. Tapos na?
Patay! Hirap ng matchup na yan. Aurora Rise.
Making it happen in the mid lane. This was the big pickup that we saw for the VKS side that made all the difference. Every team that Miru's come into has looked spectacular, and one of the main reasons why they're able to get that win in the LTA South.
He's a highlight of the VKS. People are saying this is the best LTA South mid lane, and some people are saying one of the best LTA mid laners. That goes a stretch, but hey.
LTA number 2 pala sila. Number 2 ng ano, ng America.
He's really recovered that early game fumble from VKS, and his two you can see as well, even in CS with the Jarvan, who had to burn his flash, who died early. Samus must be thanking the life out of this Korean mid laner right now.
Yeah, it just makes it so simple now, as you say, for Samus, because you've got full control over mid. You've now got the options to go into your bottom side of the map, but Taki wants to make a quick visit. There's the slow.
The burst is good.
Ah, dito mama yung Q!
Accepts one, not the other. Shattering strike not connecting means he just walks it out.
Yeah, the Shattering Strike sidestep was
Doon
clutch
ako
there from Miro,
nalungkot,
make sure
man.
that he doesn't end up getting locked down for longer, but Trimby now going to start to make his way in towards the mid lane, and again, you can see both these squads trying desperately to get any sort of control over this early stages, but despite the early fumble, VKS have done a good job of bringing it back with Miro in this mid lane.
Does make sense with a quick lane swap mention here that Eddie is going solo here into
4 minutes na pala. Pwede na mag-lane swap, man.
teleport down, but in a bad spot actually, gets to slow down with a Notofo strike. Level 5 on this Cassante. Eddie's still level 3.
And barrier burnt by Eddie as well, so Eddie definitely feeling a little bit worse for wear after that one.
Maybe I'll take it back. Yeah.
And Orteas now, we're going to have Trimby up in this top side, which makes it, like, if Renekton can close the distance onto this Yunara, or even honestly onto Trimby, can kill, but
like that. Enhanced Rain
Boom.
of Anger sent down. The damage is good. Morteus in trouble as well.
Kaya ba si Morteus
Healed up
patayin
and
nila? Ay, barrier.
The slow's good onto Taki in a return, but that is a win for TSW.
yeah, I think they're trying to play for seeing if Hero, like this wave is pushing into him. He should hit 6, I believe, off this wave as well. Sorry, is pushing away from off this next wave. But I think that's where you could maybe look for a dive as Team Seeker well. So I'm curious exactly what the pathing is going to be for his toe. Does he just do his Wolves here into Gromp and then into an immediate topside point?
Damage down at the very least is at the top. As you said, Hero is close to level 6. Shattering Strike just out of range. And that pathing is taking Desamas down towards bot. There are pings going down saying that, hey, look, this Jarvan is towards the bottom of the map right now. It's a little bit early, but the trajectory is right as the Dragon could be the call, or maybe a deep ward here to set up for that earlier invade that failed.
Yeah, looks like Desamas just going to try and go for the Dragon, as you're getting the reset from the Kai'Sa on the bottom side of the map. Eddie not wanting to be in this position anymore. So that's going to be the Team Secret Wells, though, moving across to try and answer, at least get some vision down, potentially here.
BKS hitting this Dragon again will be a lot more respite in the early game as Histo is going to peek his way in. Hero sees Rakan. Trimby just sits in the bush. Can't do too much. Wave at a bit of a standstill for now as even Boal comes to help out. Histo's still thinking about it.
Ha? I-steal mo ba? No. Give na lang, man.
Raptors and first strike of the game goes to BKS.
Kung nga, di mo pa makuha yung Dragon. Tapos nabigay mo yung kill. GG.
The VKS are doing well when it comes towards like having that pressure on the bottom side and understanding when they can go for these timing windows. But for Team Secret Wales, they're just a little bit late to the punch. They're trying to find plays. Like you look towards that top side where they're looking, hey, we've got good damage to Morteus. Can we look for a dive? But it's kind of fallen apart. And again, looking now towards this mid lane, it feels like with Taki, but VKS just aren't letting them find that value from the aggression.
Eddie's mid as well. Looks like there's a favorable lane just holding Miru at bay. Still a 500 gold lead between 80 carries right now, and that's simply because Eddie got the earlier kill, but it's maintained the CS advantage even in that small lane swap. And note too that Hero, because of that roam up from Taki, because of that pairing, it seems with pushing out the bottom lane of VKS, Team Secret Wales, their top lane is in a good spot as well. So the only one really suffering right now, or should I say succeeding, is Miru on this rise, who's able to pick up a couple of kills. It's all right. Let's hold on that. Shattering Strike, Trimby goes in, goes out. Not much more found. Taki's just absorbing the damage as Wave gets pushed in, and this will help with the invade in top side in the meantime. As
Ay, binubugbog yung Aurora sa bot.
All out gonna be
All out?
Dire is just going to send into another world, and that's okay for now, though.
Oy! Kaya?
Just waiting to see if Boal gets bursted down, but not enough damage in the end, and both ults are now burned.
Would have been a nice trade from Boal, but taking those double terror shots really end up hurting them, and now with the range advantage, Dire can try and play for that passive damage. I think his electrocute should come shortly. And you got Miro on the way. This is looking like a dive.
Oh my god, ito dive.
Comes out just to try and get that wave down. ETP needs to come through though, because Dire has no mana until Taki's there to support.
It does mean it's only the support team, but it does mean that you've got two people on this bottom side. So two BTS trying to test now onto the boyfriend.
Nice stop by the way. Taki and
Uy, takbo na. Give nyo na isang grabs.
backing egregiously on a control ward, so his tempo slowed down.
Kunin yan.
You don't often see
Wala, di sumunod yung Yunara. Ay, kumalis. Okay.
Namali.
Kuha nila, 3-4-3 man. Paldo. Nakuha nila yung mga pangit. Mga aswang yung itsura.
We go from there. Dragons in 2 minutes 30. So any bot lane play's not going to open anything. Got Realm will Dire.
Ay!
Goad into.
Nandiyan yung Jarvan.
Flag and drag. Wait for the room. Prison. He won't won't go anywhere.
Ruin Prison, man. Patay yung Aurora, pre.
Kill, no. This time given over to the Jarvan.
Nakuha ng Jarvan.
Samus is on the board.
Nice job by Desamas, managing to get in behind
Paldo
there.
yung Jarvan.
No way that he could escape. And now Cortez
Nakakuha
on the
ng
top
kill.
side as well. You see Taki is trying to match on the top end, but the flash.
Oh! Nagolin yung ano, Renekton, no?
Coming in, Trimby doesn't get the stun. The flash away now burned as Trimby's
Oh!
out of the
Nakapag-flash
flame.
siya, ano? Q-flash.
Burn his own.
Yung ano?
Taki came in with a shattering strike and narrowly
Yunara.
misses, but that's double summoner. Make it triple. As VKS aren't out of the woods yet.
Nakapag-flash siya, Q-flash niya. Ah, may ano?
Eddie,
May
no, not
plank,
finding
may
a
plank
target,
TP,
but
kaso
Hero
patay na yung dalawa bago makapag-TP yung ano,
easily.
yung Rice.
Cortez next up,
Boom.
second skin.
Too late.
A double kill over to the Croc.
Patib, salubong, 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 salubong. 3v3 yan, man. Pakit yung Jarvan pati yung Rice, oh. Oh! Grabe yung Kisante, pre! Palong-palo! Patay yung Renekton, man. Yung Kai'Sa, lock, lock, lock. Walang summoner spell. Joke lang, may flash, pre. Nagkukino yung Jarvan, pre. Boom! Dead! Oh, nakatalon yung ano, man. Yung red. GG.
BKS respond well. They TP in with the rise to the
Good.
top side, so Miru can
Good
help
trades.
out, and Boal ripping the Renekton out for
Ay,
the rest of his
paldo.
team. And again, we're seeing, this is what we're talking about, BKS wanting to constantly overload these side lanes, constantly trying to play with this nice little tempo advantage.
Actually, pwede ulit nila i-go yun, eh. Yung Kai'Sa. Ah, pumunta ng mid. Okay, alagaan yung ano. Yung Sams.
And again, it's been to and fro, especially with how the game started.
Boom, nakikapagbubugan ulit si Kasante, pre. Kakagaling niya lang sa top lane ng bugbugan, pre, oh.
Just gonna space it out, not in too much trouble with a good mana bar, I should say.
Palong-palo, man.
As he just walks back and
Siga man yung
space it out.
Kisante.
Trimmy's gonna get some
Hindi
deep
pa,
vision. Top might
hindi
be
pa
the
bumaba yung
next
amat,
play,
sa'yo na naman.
depending on his position as well, I will say.
Follow up ulit.
Some defensive lines, Dagda. Good control wards. And Trimmy's now
Was
gonna start
that
clearing out,
percent?
but they're giving top a bit of prior for Hero.
Yeah, I think they're just going to try and reset and look for the dragon in 15 seconds, but I mean, nice collapse from TP.
Ayun, ang ganda ng clash, eh, oh.
Miru immediately TP to the top side to get on
Nakita ko sa boteng nag-TP yung Rice Pack. Ay, dito na yung Kisante, man. Ito may ginagawa ng Kisante, pre. Rar! Rar! Boxing. Hindi, pre, boxing, man. Gina G, man. Ayun, no. Parang guys, attention nung una, pero yun, no, ginawa niya rin.
Hindi, oh.
Ayun, no, pag.
Itong ina.
Tapos balik, na doon yung Jarvan pati yun. Tapos nag-flash yung Kai'Sa sa wall, man. Tapos, boom, kill ng Jarvan. Tapos nag-W yung rel sa wall.
Tralala, tralala.
You know, they just play the other side of the map, really fail against Team Secret Wales, but for VKS, who've had such an insane run
Paldo.
this year, and had an insane run versus 100 Thieves, I'm sorry, NA fans, I don't care. 100 Thieves got beaten by this team, and it was actually quite solid. The production team are looking at me very unfavorably. I have to get off that stage at some point. But when Miru came in, what life and what blood added into this roster. With this guy, I remember casting with Mia Masters, the talent is there, and in this game, it's no exception. He's been set up for success.
Okay.
Now the rest of VKS
Okay, BKS.
somehow all out.
I see you.
But the true damage
Ina,
doesn't
ina
hit.
Ala,
naman, oh.
kinancel yung, ano.
Hero just walks out.
Palong-palo rin ako man, eh. Like, ang layo pa ng angle, pero may nakikita ng angle sa bot lane, pre. Pwede i-dive yung, ano, eh, Aurora, eh. Nag-hover yung Jarvan pati yung, ano, eh. Rakan.
Hero has also been doing a really nice job when it comes towards matching Cortez.
Ayan na. Babalik yan, man. Wala ka ng skill, man. Anong palag mo ngayon, man? Oh. Easy. Trade. Oh, utik. Kinukuha ng jungle ng kabilang kalaban, pre. Ay, hindi. Nevermind. Jungle pala nila yun. Sorry.
And again,
Lutang, man.
as I said before, it does feel like teams that can't be patient.
Sorry. Eto pala yung kukuha ng kabilang camp.
Wales. But this time it does feel like, again,
Nakangapit bahay, man.
matching the plays.
Oh, chinecheck kung may red o wala.
Really, really nice.
Matik may info yun. Piniping nila sa red buff, eh. O baka nandoon yung, ano, yung Vi.
Crest towards 14.
Piniping ng BKS.
And you can kind of see that it's Taki who's struggling to keep up.
Yeah.
As he's entering mid, Trimby's already gone out, set up all those boards, and is now resetting to come back out onto the map again. So you're kind of playing.
Ayan na, spotted na yung Vi.
the vision and map game. But you are as his.
May info sila. It's either pupunta yun ng mid or ano, yun, piniping nila. Ayun na, kinuha niya agad yung Raptors niya. Kasi magnanakaw lang yung Vi.
Already. And there's so much armor, right? And for Eddie, I mean, he's only sitting with the Kraken right now, so it's not like outside of Die, there's
Like,
really
hindi
much AP damage to
titigil
that.
yan, man.
Look at
Gugaw lang
Aurora
ng gugaw
back
yan.
and say, oh man, that's a lot of
Yan,
consistent
Vi. May
DPS,
pang-out
like,
yan.
I would see it
Baliw
with
yan.
Rise or Victor or an Oriana even. That is slow, that is burst. And even with the Leandries there, I don't think we'll see too much going towards Boal. So I'm excited, Dagda, because it does look like game is still relatively even despite.
Namigiling na, fresh pa nagiling mga kabataan, kagang yang dala ng mga
Ayun na, yung
kabataan.
Vi! May flash!
Fresh
Nice.
pang mga kabataan.
Here's
No
a bit of a
podya.
whoopsie there, and BKS starting to get good on the punishes.
But this is what I was talking about with Trimby's ward setup. That's what he was looking for. These quick resets, set up the vision. and
Paldo.
That means that BKS have full information of when they can look for these picks, when they can
Gold
try and
Garen,
play
guys.
off towards these side lanes. And it's going to be on towards Team Seeker Wells and Taki as he starts to come back into the map to clear out this vision and make that a
Talagin
little
pa,
bit more
Gin
difficult.
pa Londre. Talagin pa Londre, ma'am doon.
Ay na, gumago ulit yung top lane, man.
Hindi na guro nga lupalop sa kalibutan, nagaling.
I do not favor the Renekton here. And here
Kasi naman na, si Dogo.
Hirap yung Renekton dyan, man, sabayan.
Si Dogo na.
With your Reign of Anger past 50%, the healing is much nicer when there's a minion wave and a champion present. Remember,
Kita mo nang sa Facebook nga Ido na, nga may muscle.
main ways to sustain through a lot of the lanes. And as that continues topside, that's a bit of a flop for now. Herald is up though, that's the focus.
Si ano,
They send out some
si
damage,
Brown
and
Bear.
BKS, they've got their eyes on the prize. They're going topside, and
May Brown now.
TSW
Oo.
have to respond now.
But they have zero vision. They'd have to go in completely blind, and that's not exactly where we want to be, especially as you've got Dire still pushing in this bottom side. Going to TP now, but I don't know if they're going to get in here fast enough before this objective is gone.
Taki has a flash, but he won't be able to engage at half HP. Now he might have to suicide. Already goes
Okay,
for the reset
I see you. May angle, man. Pwede i-steal.
Steal now imminent potentially. He still needs to
Hit!
high.
Smite! The steal!
Vault breaker in.
Basta yung Herald, pre. Okay, going in, going in, going in. Okay, good target, good target. Laki yung Rakan. Patay na yung Rakan. Okay. Yunara. Nakapag-flash yung Yunara, pre. Nagko-collapse tayo, pre. Oh, ano yung ulti ng Ryze, pre? Di ko alam kung bakit nandun yung Ryze. Nataranta yung Ryze, man. Like, oh my god. Anong nangyari bigla? Oh, man. Uy, kaya nung Ryze! Ayun na yung Vi. Never mind. Nice. Holy crap.
But he just stole away LTA South. The young upstarts are still keeping
Holy crap.
it going. Finding this play, Trimby ends up hitting the eye at the back of this. I believe it was Trimby. Or sorry, Morteus, right as it turns.
Na-steal yung ano.
You could get this mic from his toe. Really well done. And the back half of the fight, Hero immediately flashing onto Morteus. Takes him so incredibly
What the
low.
fuck is my Ryze
And they get
doing,
so
man?
much work done with Eddie providing that DPS in the back line. Just continuously fighting
Pre,
through
dapat
it.
iniskill-skillan mo yung ano.
Beautiful stuff.
Kaysa, ginugo ng ano, Kisante mo. Ba't nag-ulti ka dun, tas suminto? Oh my god. Ryze? Are you okay, Ryze? Pre, sayang yung ginagawa nung Kisante, man. Like, nakadikit na siya dun sa ano eh. Nasa harapan niya na lang, ihit niya na lang, katabi niya lang yung Kisante nila eh.
I do see it. I saw it in the SARS game. I saw it in the
Nag-ulti
game.
sa gilid.
Lead up as PSG and GAM. And once again on the
Like,
world
ay,
stage, it's
bakit?
good to see that a rookie can
Para
play
saan-
this well
para
in
saan yun,
Dragon's
man?
Force.
So he's still immediately going to start this up. It doesn't look like we're going to get any sort of contest from BKS. Even you see Trimby starting to shift up towards his top side, but they're not really in a position to cross map either. So looks like BKS just going to watch as this goes down.
Second Dragon, and it's an Infernal Soul as well. Bit of burst on this comp. That feels nice. But I will say a 3.5k gold.
Infernal ba ang
feels
soul?
nice.
Ay, ay. Paldo sa damage. Pag nakuha yan ng team, ano? Team Secret.
Almost second item here.
Papasok at papasok na lang yung mga yan.
When Team Secret Wales get a lead, their dive comp, they're not ones to slow down. They're not ones to pull back. They are not scared. Potter.
Especially when they have the dragon advantage as well, because now you're going to draw BKS into these fights, because they will need in 4.5 minutes to contest for the potential of putting yourself to soul point, and that's where it can get a little difficult. While though is sneaking in behind, and I'm wondering how much they want to try and rest, but with this early Rift Tower going in towards the mid lane, looks like it's just going to be a quick take for Team Secret Wales.
Might be good damage on inner turret as well. Only 2 members, maybe 3 with the
Bomba.
Summon showing up
Bomba.
now. Herald gonna be
Bomba.
mounted. Meanwhile, hang on a minute. Was I wrong? Boal in close of territory of dying out. Send it out again. The weeding good
Wala.
damage.
Si Guybers, man.
Not there. Leandri's helping out. The Rel finds a new
Galing,
turret.
marunong
Good
mag-drive yung
movement
Rel,
from
man.
Taki.
Magaling mag-drip
Like I
yung
said,
Rel, man.
Team Secret Wales ain't slowing down. Another turret goes down to the same Herald. 5,000 gold Dagda. Only a couple of seconds ago that it was at 3.
I mean, the VCS are picking up the speed here. Yeah,
Oh my god, nakapag-charge.
Nice. At 82 HP, Boal, he backed in the bush. He's too low to care.
Yeah, I think he was a little worried about how many members of Team Secret Wales might be around if he didn't reset. But this is what you want for Team Secret Wales. Like, they're playing well, they're setting up around
Ginagawa ng
objectives,
VKS, man.
take the fight and have their dive composition work.
5k lead, man. 4.8, 4.7k lead.
Feel like they're able to keep pace with them in a lot of ways.
It's a really nice entrance for them. They punish that invade. And credit to VKS. I think, you know, they got back on their feet quite nicely with Miru, but this Rise is still a while away. He's only just stacking out the Rod of Ages now. It's not like he's going to burst out anyway.
O nga pala. Medyo kakalma muna tayo na energy. Magko-conserve tayo. Game 5 pa yung ano eh. Game 5 pa sila Faker eh. Lock in, man.
There is a lot of damage coming out of the woodwork. And VKS is about, can they survive? Can the Cassante...
Hey!
This
Kate?
is a Fire who's just taken on a support. Trimby's out of there.
Oh my
that
God.
opens up Dyer to get the turret by himself.
But look how much vision.
Man, holy. Yung XP nung Vi man pang carry. Level 12 tapos binubugbog yung level 7 na Rakan. Kawawa.
Team Secret Wales happy to keep this push up, and the fact that you now have Dyer in a position where he can go toe-to-toe with Bilal, because of course he has gone for this very armor-heavy build, and where he wants to match up against Hero, but Dyer has been the one that constantly finds the Cassante and is happy to just push in these waves and make it difficult for VKS to actually dictate the map in any sort of meaningful map.
When did they get to play on their terms? Biggest question. At this point, it's a long shot away. Team Secret Wales holding their vision in topside where
Lead na lead yung team sa ano man, Team Secret man.
Mentioned, but a lot are being cleared out, which is nice. The Vivo Kid Stars can actually move.
Nagdasal yata si Leo Miho man.
Especially when Arakan's up here. We have seen so many games, even yesterday, IG threw a lot of games at Arakan, right? Because it is an objective that saps away your resistances, but also the damage is quite meaningful. It can't be started up as freely as people think. It's worth about 3,000 gold, and for VKS, if they could find a fight around it, then move to Arakan, that feels like something I need to talk about.
Yeah, I think if VKS can find a fight where they're able to play around that tri-bush, that could be the window. Because again, Team Secret Wales want to play for dive. They want to try and get access to backline, but if you're able to set up a nice front to back where you control that area, it's difficult for that.
Okay, starting atakan, Team Secret Wales. Medyo awkward yung position ni ano, nung Renekton. Yung Hero. Oh, nasalubong niya yung... Ayun! Nasatan nung rail! Kaso nakapitan yung ano, yung Kai'Sa Pre. Naipit yung Kai'Sa Pre. Yung makaprit. Ayun na, nakakaprit na. Okay. Okay, nakaprit yung Kai'Sa. Ace man, easy. Easy atakan man. Push top. Thank you. Ay.
Get the flank and follow up on the initial play.
Sayang.
The rest of VKS. So Eddie doesn't
Nakapag-flash out yung ano eh. Ganda ng set nung rel oh. Good angle oh. Ginamit yung ano, Fog of War. Ayun oh. Bag. Hindi nakagalaw yung Kai'Sa eh oh. Tapos nakapag-flash. Ayun na. Nakapag-pre na si Eddie man. Tapos na 1v1 ng Renekton yung ano. Cassante. Huwag kayo matilt. Huwag kayo matilt man. Kalma lang man. Kaso matitilt ka talaga dyan. 10k guild, 10k lead man. Laki niyan man. Tapos lead ng ano, pre.
Wait, 1k to 2k nga lang yun.
O pre, tas ayan pre, mag-DR pa pre. 3 objectives lead. Ayan 3 dragons lead. Tapos isang atakan, tapos 3 grabs. Ay.
Aray ko.
Di na sila binigyan man. Oh, tas in 2 minutes may baron na pre.
Ano naman kasi? Matawag dito. I-grab na lang talaga nila yung opportunity kasi ano lang best of 1 lang eh.
Oo, all in talaga pre. Kaya nga ganyan yung comp nila eh.
It does feel like again for LCP a region that is trying to define that they are better than just CFO and that's it. Would give them a lot of hope for the rest of the tournament. Now, let's not be day 1 Andes, let's just be game 1 Andes, our only game. Not these two versing each other. The game right now is telling me that this game is
Pero kaya to. Kaya ng ano, kaya ng VKS eh. Mali lang lagi eh. Nauunahan sila lagi kasi ano eh. Ganon talaga yung comp ng ano eh, ng Team Secret Wales. Like engage talaga yung comp nila. Hard engage comp man.
Almost been the Trimby special. Like we saw when he was on Rogue, we saw when he was on Fnatic, it was we overload a side lane and we're gonna make
lahat yan no? From top lane to bottom lane. Puro pang ano, engage. Like pag may nakitang enemy man, kokotosan agad pre. Kotong agad man. Like pag may nakahuli, pag may nagsumbong. Pre, ito na-go na natin to pre oh. Kinuha na ako ng Jolens na ito man eh, puro batik.
Wales are pushing out.
Lock in agad yan, man. Ito maganda, man. May ulti lahat. Sino lamang ng Sams? May flash yung Renekton, may TP Renekton, meron din yung top lane. Walang flash parehas ng junglers. May flash yung mid lane ng Team Secret. Parehas may barrier yung ADCs. And parehas din walang... Actually may ignite tsaka ano. Naka-spellbook yung rel pati rakan. Okay.
Kala ko sabihin mo, parehas din walang bitaw.
Di pre, may bitaw yung rel pre. Grabe mag-set kanina pa. Ayan na, huli na yun Nara. Boom. Oh, di ba? Pag may nakita kalaban pre, mag-go in na yun pre, hindi natitigil yan. Tignan mo, atras lang yung saglit tapos go ulit yan. Ayun na, nag-TP yung ano. All out. Wala na. Oh, patay Renekton man, pero go pa rin yan. Oh. Hindi natitigil yan man. Magre-reposition lang yan, tas go. Like, lalakin na ba natin yung Baron? Team Secret? Okay, Baron naman.
Ano, Kaisa?
Oh, Kaisa. Si ano? Si Obsidia.
Ganda ng mga attack speed yun.
Totoo. Ay, tignan mo yung item pre oh. Oh my god. Kraken ano? Kraken Ginsu pati ano? Yung Quan. Ayun oh, Red Bull ad guys. Support Red Bull man. Red Bull guys. W Red Bull man. Red Bull baka naman. XD. Paldo. Like hindi ako gagawa ng risky na stunts. Risky na ano. Risky na senaryo sa streams lang. Oh, tignan mo nag-all-in yung Kaisa pre. Oh, lakas ng tama oh. Oh. 'Di ba?
Nare-rage bait.
Man. Ay, anong nangyari dun? Akala siguro mag-isa lang yung ano, Rice. Kasi kaya niya eh. Sa tao lang. Pre, nare-rage bait niya sarili niya man. Like, bakit?
That is a massive pick for VKS.
It is really nice. The Baron play halted and stopped. Game ain't over till the next is called. I come from Europe.
Ay, ginagawa ni Eddie man. Napakasakit. Kuya Eddie. Natralalero-tralala siya dun man. Natungtungtung sahur man.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to kick a horse while it's down, do we? Speaking of horses.
Oy, bye! Ay, nagtothrow na tayo. Wag yan, sir. Di mo alam yan. Kalma lang, man.
But he did flash, and there are small things accruing for Vivo Keystone sector.
Like, isang clash lang na pagkakamali ng Team Secret, pre. Taugtong game, pre. Promise. Kaso putik 11k gold man. Pasabi ka na lang ng ano ang sa atin dito sa game na to pre. Like yung flowers lang nila yung dikit eh oh. 28-21. Objectives bugbog na sila man. Ayan na. Infernal Soul na pre.
Himala na lang yan.
Himala na lang yan pre. O Dragon Soul na yun. Parang yung laro namin kanina nila Katsu pre. Nanalo pa. Literal na walang wala na kami pre. Lahat ng tower kalbo. Nataob namin yung game. Okay, ito maganda man. Last clash pre. Last clash to man.
Well, I think it's either Baron or Elder because
sa Baron or Elder yan mangyayari yung clash. Last clash. Or unless may ma-pick up na at least 1 or 2. Tapos magpa-follow up lahat. Ito na nga. Okay, umaut yung Vi. Ingat pre, 2 minutes yan ah. 2 minutes na lang yung Baron man.
Seen on a ward here while they try to death rush. Team Secret Wales matching it. 3 members move up with Eddie in tow as well. The Kai'Sa that shreds someone, rips them apart. Hero by the wayside as well. And as Eddie reaches towards this mid-wave, 2 minutes 20, we wait for the Baron. I mean, it doesn't... It's a 12,000 gold lead with Infernal Soul. You know, it should be done. And it just feels like you see a lot of these games. Like,
12k na pre, oh.
it should be ended. And Team Secret Wales are
uwi na.
advancing a lead. But sometimes they're
Kahit si Ron pa lang nauwi na.
seen enough of their games.
Oh.
And that is how I feel.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit of these hiccups as they start to move
Yeah,
forward.
yeah.
Like, they are very good at team fighting and finding ways to get advantages, but when it comes towards macro and these kind of things, that is where they can struggle. And that was where a lot of people saw the advantage for Gambit for
12k,
this
hirap
squad
na
was,
makabawi
although
niyan.
Team Secret Worlds
Pucha.
get these advantages, and even when they played against CFO, it was how do you try and